Scientific study of RIG VEDA-Class-84. Today we are going through the Sooktha-34 of Chapter 3, Mandal 1. Now we are going through the first four mantras 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here the Devata is Aswani. Aswani is two horses. As per Veda, Aswani is two horses and horse is related with the horsepower. That means it is the force. As per modern science, we are analyzing forces by dividing it into two components, resolving into two components, horizontal component and vertical component. So a force is represented by two forces perpendicular to each other. One is the horizontal component, one is the vertical component. A force always tries to move an object either in the horizontal direction or in the vertical direction or in both ways. If it is in the horizontal direction, it will go in this way. If the force is acting in the vertical direction, it will go in this way. If it contains the two components, horizontal and vertical component, then it will go in this way. So, for analyzing any forces in physics or in engineering, these are first resolved into two, and these form the two sides of a triangle, and the third one diagonal is the actual force. So this diagonal is the actual force and it has two components, horizontal and vertical. This horizontal has a tendency to move the particle in the horizontal direction. Vertical component has a tendency to move in the vertical direction. Combine these two, this body will move in the diagonal way. So it is the sides of a triangle. So there are actually three forces. Diagonal is the original force and the other two sides are these components. Based on this information or based on this modern science, let us go through the first mantra.
ഋഗ്വേദം മണ്ഡലം 1 സൂക്തം 34:1. ഋഷി ഹിരണ്യസ്തൂപൻ, ദേവത അശ്വിനി ദേവകൾ, ഛന്ദസ് ജഗതി. ത്രിഛിന്നോ അദ്യ ഭവദം ന വേദസാ വിഭൂർവാം വ്യാമൗദരാതിരശ്വിനാം യുവോർഹി യന്ത്രം ഹിമ്യേവ വാസസോഭ്യായം സ്വേനാ ഭവദം മനീഷിഭിഃ.
It tells this force, Aswani Kumaranmar, to come in 3 times. Come 3 times. 3 times means this is coming in 3 different ways. The original way is in this way, diagonal of the triangle. It contains 2 types of motion. One is in the horizontal, the other is in the direction. This is coming, horizontal is coming in this way, vertical is coming in this way, and actual force is in this way. So you come in 3 times. Your 3 ways are two types, acting in 2 ways. That these forces are acting in 2 ways. A force is acting in 2 ways. It tries to move the body in the horizontal direction and it also tries to lift the body. If we try to move a body in this way, it will move horizontally. If we apply a force in this direction, it will move it vertically. If we apply force in this way, it will both move in the horizontal direction and also in the vertical direction. It is like protecting us from the snow, protecting the cloth from the snow. Likewise, that is, we are using these components for analyzing these problems. You are coming along through the learned persons, Vidwanma. That is, only people with the knowledge in science and those who know the way in which the forces are to be analyzed. That is, it comes in physics and engineering. That learned persons, these Aswani Kumaranmar are coming along with the learned persons. That means we can understand who is Aswani Kumaranmar only if we study this physics or engineering subjects. Now let us go through the second mantra.
ഋഗ്വേദ മണ്ഡലം 1 സൂക്തം 34-2 ത്രയപ്പവയോ മധുവാഹനേ രഥേ സോമസ്യ ഭവന മനുവിശ്യ ഇദ്വിദുഃ ത്രയസ്കം ഭാസസ്കഭിദാസ ആരഭേ തൃനക്തം യഥാ ത്രിസ്രിർവ അശ്വനാ ദിവാം.
In the second mantra it says, your chariot possesses 3 chakras, wheels. Wheel means to move. So a force is moving using these 3 forces. One horizontal movement, then vertical movement, and the third one is a combination of horizontal and vertical. So 3 types of forces are there to move a body, and this movement is related with the wheel of a chariot. So it possesses 3 types of chariots to move the thing in 3 ways, 3 directions. The scientists understood it at the time of the movement of the moon, because when moon moves around the earth, we are either seeing the moon in different shapes because the angle is changing. The light coming from it is changing gradually. So different shapes are seen due to different positions of the moon that moves around the earth. So angle, it is depending on the angle, we are seeing the moon in different shapes. That is, this force, this energy is also coming from the light is coming from the moon towards us in different angles, and depending on the angle, the shape is changing. So this force also is depending on the angle. If it is in the horizontal direction, the angle is 0. If it is in the vertical direction, the angle is 90. If it is moving in an angular motion, in an angular way, the angle may be in between 0 and 90. So depending on the angle, the movement is related with the angle. Likewise, the sun, the light from the sun falls on moon and come to us, and based on this angle, we are getting different portions of the sun. If the portion is very small, then we see a small portion of the moon, and likewise. It says that there are 3 pillars also in connection with this. There are 3 pillars also. That means it is acting in the form of a pillar. This force is acting in the form of a 3 pillars. In physics, we are drawing it like a rod. That is pillar. It is representing in this way, horizontal way, vertical way, and it says you come to us in 3 times, both in the night and both in the day. When sun moves from east to west, there are actually 3 types. One is in the horizontal direction, sunrise. That the other one is also in the horizontal direction, but in the opposite side. This is acting in this way, this is in this way. 2 types. That is positive direction may be changing. And in the mid time, it is above us, vertical, fully vertical, horizontal, vertical. Or in the daytime, there are 3: morning, evening, and midday. Likewise, in the night also there are 3 portions. So this sun is, this Aswani Kumaranmar is coming towards us in 3 times in the daytime and 3 times in the night time. When sun is in the morning, it is almost in the horizontal component. At midday, it is in the vertical direction. In between it is in the angular way. And in the evening, it is in the opposite direction. That also is possible in the night also. Now let us go through the third mantra.
ഋഗ്വേദ മണ്ഡലം 1 സൂക്തം 34 3 സമാനേ അഹന്തിർ അവദ്യ ഗോഹന ത്രിരദ്യ യജ്ഞം അധുനാ മിമിക്ഷതം വാജതീരിഷോ അശ്വിനാ യുവം ദോഷ അസ്മഭ്യം ഉഷസശ്ച പിന്വതം.
Says this Aswani Kumaranmar gives us food at 3 times in the daytime and 3 times in the night time. That means in the day there are 3 positions. One is horizontal, that is morning. The other one is vertical, that is midday, and the other one is evening in the negative direction. So these 3 types of forces are acting on the body on the earth, and that is resulted in the production of different types of things on earth, because mostly this seed is coming out in the morning, and it is preparing the maximum food in the midday when the light falls directly on it, and in the evening it is showing different certain flowers are blowing in the morning, some in the evening, and so on, some in the night, and so on. So there are 3 types of positions. Based on this portion of the sun, the influence on the earth is, we can divide it into 3 times: in the morning, midday, and in the evening, and also in the night also there are 3 times. So it is giving us food, preparing food at 3 different times: in the morning, in the daytime, and 3 in the night time. Now let us go through the 4th mantra.
ഋഗ്വേദ മണ്ഡലം 1 സൂക്തം 34 4 ത്രിവർത്തിർയാദം അനുവൃതേ ജനേ ത്രിസുപ്രാവ്യേ ത്രേധേവ ശിക്ഷതം ത്രിനാദ്യം വഹതമശ്വനായുവം ത്രിപൃക്ഷോ അസ്മേ അക്ഷരേവ പിന്വതം.
He tells Aswani Kumaranmar to come to our home at 3 times in the daytime. That means in the morning, in the midtime, and in the evening, and it tells us to make us safe due to these movements, because there are different types of karmas or works are taking place on the earth based on the position of the sun. In the mostly in the morning, we are going toward the workplace or in the field or in the school or anything like that, and work or study take place in between the time, and in the evening we are coming back. So our activities are controlled by these three different types of positions, and the force coming out from this, that force is acting in three ways, like the three forces of a triangle. One horizontal is the horizontal component, vertical side is the vertical component, and diagonal is the actual force. It tells these forces to give us food and all other things based on these positions. We know in the morning we are preparing breakfast, that dosha or anything like that. In the daytime we are preparing rice and so on. Likewise, to dry any substances, for example, if we want to dry coconut or anything like that, we are putting it on sunlight, mostly in the mid time, because the temperature is very high. We cannot dry it in the morning or in the evening. So these forces are different qualities. Based on this, we are cooking food or anything like that. Now let us go through the other mantras in the next class.